Hello, distinguished members of the board. This is our business proposal for Universal Studios. Here is a small sample of what Universal Studios offers as an experience.
Initiating gamma evaluation. Clear light. Hulk mutation rising rapidly. Influenza
Due to the recent pandemic caused by the COVID-19 virus, the amusement park industry is struggling. While everyone was put on lockdown during the start of the pandemic, Universal Studios lost over $5.5 million a day from closing their parks for a few months. Our solution to this is to implement a virtual reality technology for the Universal Studios guests to bring their aspects of the park right to them in the comfort of their homes. Universal Studios has been many guest homes away from home for the past 30 years. Sadly, during this global pandemic, many have been greatly affected due to the COVID-19. During the pandemic start, many companies were forced to close their doors for a few months while we tried to combat this virus. Unfortunately, many companies had to close for good during these few months, while many others lost millions every day. Universal lost over $5 million a day when forced to close their doors for this period of time. And now that businesses are starting to reopen, they're still struggling to stay afloat because of the many people that are too scared to leave their houses. A study showed that only 8% of Americans feel comfortable attending to theme parks. Unfortunately, due to this, Universal has seen a drastic drop in attendance through all their parks. Since reopening, Universal has seen such a drastic reduction in attendance. They have also seen a 94% drop in revenue to $80 million from $1.46 billion as reported in the year earlier period. Year-to-date earnings had also dropped 65% to $956 million in this year's second quarter from $2.74 billion last year. To combat this situation, we would like to present a partnership between VIVE and Universal to bring you VIVE for Universal. Our solution to the problems that have arisen is implementing the AR, augmented reality, and VR, virtual reality technology. AR will be implemented directly through the Universal app, which will allow guests to bring their favorite characters like SpongeBob or Wolverine into their homes through AR. Partnering up with VIVE will enable Universal to bring an entirely new experience to its guests. When using VIVE, you get precise 360-degree headset tracking, realistic graphics, directional audio, and HD haptic feedback to help deliver an exciting experience in the virtual world. With VIVE for Universal, you have the opportunity of virtually walk through the entrance of Universal or Island of Adventure. Ride some of the great attractions that are offered at the parks like the Incredible Hulk, Doctor Doom's Free Fall, Rip Ride Rocket, and the Amazing Spider-Man. We plan to make this experience available to all guests who wish to participate in the park's virtual aspect. It will be sold both as a product and a service. VIVE for Universal will be available for purchase by purchasing the headset and VR experience. Guests who already have a VR headset that is compatible with our VR experience have the option of just purchasing the experience. We understand times are tough right now, and that's why we're implementing a rent-to-own plan that you will pay monthly for the VR equipment and access to the park amenities. With this plan, you have the option to pay monthly until they are comfortable enough to come back to the park and simply return the equipment upon arrival back to the parks. Or you have the option to pay off the equipment and keep it for yourself. Guests who choose the rent-to-own option will be paying around the same price as two park annual passes. With VIBE and Universal partnership, we believe this project can bring joy back into people's life while we are all struggling to deal with this virus. Males are more likely to own a headset, but Universal Studios is an inclusive company, so we intend to target men and women equally. This applies also to ethnicity. In this case, we will target all races inside the US. Geographically speaking, we are focusing our efforts primarily in Florida residents, secondly inside the US, and of course worldwide as a third priority. Analyzing the psychographics, we're looking for technology early adopters, younger family members, family-oriented men and women, businesswomen and businessmen, movies and series culture fans, and travel-oriented families. Our target customers are in the need of mirth and merriment in these difficult times. They usually travel with their families once or twice a year, but with the pandemic it has been impossible for them. They want a real-life experience, but in the comfort of their homes. Their motivation is to provide a great experience to their loved ones. Our buyer persona have a role of head of the family, businessman or businesswoman, husband or wife, dad or mom, and sometimes a bad jokes expert. Their goals is to provide the best for their family, are always looking for self-comfort and saving some money. The challenges, the COVID season, which is affecting everyone's finances, their family spending too much time at home, causing tension, and the cost of traveling are affecting his traditional family travels. Their usage rate with our brand is once or twice a year visit to our parks. As mentioned before, COVID-19 is affecting the theme park and amusement park industry in a big way. But not only the amusement park, it's also affecting the indirect competition, which the entertainment business and the sports industry, it's suffering in a big time as well. With this solution, we're intending to get ahead of the competition and bring our guests a solution from home. For marketing, we will create a video ad and promote it in all major media platforms, including TV, radio, YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. We will run this 6 months before and after the launch. Doc Brown is known to sweep away people into new experience with mind-blowing technology. Doc will take selected families into their favorite rides and then give a VR unit to compare both experiences. Also, we're creating a Facebook Messenger, Snapchat, and TikTok filter, which will have the launch date and the logo of Universal in the bottom right corner. A Facebook profile picture frame will be created including Doc Brown with the Universal VR launch date and logo as well. A 30-second ad campaign with all major music streaming platforms will be narrated by Doc Brown. The ad will consist of Doc Brown asking the listener to come along into our journey with the cutting edge and science technology. Also, we're going to place ads on all Universal sites for 6 months before and after the launch. And we will use all the billboards owned by Universal Studios to place advertisement for this experience. As mentioned, we will use 3 streams of revenue for our experience: the Universal Studios VR experience, the Universal Studio VR experience plus headset, and the Universal VR experience rent-to-own option. On the budget side, we're going to spend $75,000 in the first year of marketing. Employees will earn $561,000 between VR developers and graphic engineers. The mapping and software will cost $8,055,000. For our timeline, the park mapping will start on November 2020, product reveal January 2021, product launch May 2021, added rides August 2021, and additional rides on March 2022 or May 2023. Thank you very much for listening. This was the business proposal for Universal.